Hello everyone, I'm Claire Huddleston. Thanks for joining us tonight. Many West Alabamians are still removing trees and debris from their homes and yards. They're just beginning to survey the damage, and many of them are calling their insurance agent. But before you pick up the phone, there are some things you should know. WVUA's Leah Knight has more.
It came up from that way, blowing this way. You can go there and look on my front door. You can see all of the weeds and things. It just sucked them up and put them up against the house.
People across West Alabama are still struggling to put their homes back together after some very powerful storms. The storms may not be over this season, so homeowners need to be prepared.
Big concerns for homeowners with regard to insurance would be the coverage. And one of the things that you want to always make sure and check with your insurance professional is, do you have adequate coverage, especially for this area. Now, most storm damage is included in most homeowner coverages, but a lot of times people think that water rising into their house is covered. In a lot of cases it's not, and that's why we have flood insurance.
Another big concern for homeowners, scam artists.
Be very careful of contractors coming through the neighborhood saying, hey, I can get right on your house, I can replace your entire roof right now, we can get on it, we'll charge you XYZ, and the insurance company will pay for it. Well, that's for the insurance adjuster to decide and come out and use their expertise. And a lot of consumers are getting taken advantage of because they just don't know.
Murphy says one of the most important things for homeowners to know when filing a claim is their deductibles.
If you had a real high deductible on your homeowners, and let's say that deductible was $4,000, and I'm just pulling that number out of a hat, and you had damages that cost you $1,000 to repair, well, obviously you wouldn't want to file a claim on your home because it's under the deductible, so you want to handle that yourself.
Murphy cautions homeowners to have a good relationship with their insurance agent and to be very informed when it comes to their insurance policy. Reporting in Northport, Leah Knight, WVUA News. A PE coach at Walker Elementary returned to work today, just one day after being struck by lightning. Yesterday, Robbie Jones was at his desk in the activities building when lightning apparently struck the metal building, sending an electric charge through the power lines and into Jones's computer. Jones said after he was hit, he was stunned.
A big explosion came through the computer, and then when it hit me, it knocked me out of my chair over there against the wall, and then knocked this chair back against Coach Payne, and then I got knocked out, and then I'm laying there on the floor, and I didn't know what happened, and finally Coach she checked on me, and I was like, I think I got struck by lightning.
It singed or anything? Jones went to DCH Northport where he was treated and released. Jones says he's using this experience to teach his students about lightning safety. Tuscaloosa Fire Rescue says it appears lightning is to blame for a house fire yesterday morning. Flames shot out of the home on Northeast Enterprise Avenue near the North River Yacht Club. Mike Riley with Randall Riley Publishing in Tuscaloosa lives there. Firefighters say no one was home when it started. Firefighters described the damage as extensive and tried to salvage anything from the home. Time for a first look at Alabama's home team forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Claire. Good Thursday evening to you. Now, check this out. I think you'll like this. You have nothing on Home Team Interactive radar this hour. In fact, the storms we dealt with today and yesterday, long gone out there. In fact, no rain to talk about this evening. The showers the storms had earlier today pretty much fizzling out. And up north, there are some thunderstorms over northern Arkansas, but that is not coming our way. In fact, notice towards the west, towards Jackson, Mississippi and Lake Charles, we're talking dry conditions around. That's what's moving our way. In fact, clear skies will be moving in by tomorrow. We'll notice sunshine returning. We'll have partly cloudy skies for our Friday. Temperatures top out around 87. Going to be downright hot tomorrow afternoon. Heat index values approaching 92 to 95. Going to be a warm day. What about Easter weekend forecast? And hey, more severe weather possible down the road. I'll tell you what that's all about coming up in Home Team Weather.
Thanks, Richard. A dangerous intersection of Rice Mine Road has some residents worried about their safety. This after a deadly traffic accident several weeks ago. WVUA's Taylor Montgomery shows us how officials plan to improve the roadway.
On March 24th, 78-year-old Aileen Peters died at the intersection of Beacon Hill Parkway and Rice Mine Road. This tragic accident sparked conversations between residents in the gates of Wellington and Tuscaloosa city leaders.
Many of the neighbors began to talk to each other about their concerns for the way the traffic flowed on Rice Mine Road at our intersection.
The recent and unfortunate death of Ms. Peters, I think, was a good reason for all of us to get back together and see what we could do to further increase the safety.
Tonight, those conversations turned into a community meeting.
The main thing was to have a dialogue with the city on these issues and begin to explore possible solutions.
Residents originally wanted a traffic light installed at the intersection, but
the traffic studies indicate that we cannot put a traffic light there, so that was not one of the options that we discussed today.
So the city is exploring other options to make people slow down and be more aware.
Adding some reflectors, probably adding some flashing signs are probably going to be the things that we can do.
And other long-term safety improvements to this intersection could also include an acceleration lane on the southbound side of Rice Mine Road to allow residents to accelerate safely.
Some of the things we'll be able to do right away, put extra reflectors down, a new warning flash, that kind of thing. Others will take a little bit longer, but we're going to start on it right away.
In Tuscaloosa, Taylor Montgomery, WVUA News.
Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox says it could take from 6 months to a year to build an acceleration lane if the city finds the need for one at that intersection. No water meant no school for some Tuscaloosa County students today. The Tuscaloosa County school system dismissed students from Brookwood High School and Brookwood Elementary around 9:30 this morning. Without water, students and staff can't wash their hands, flush toilets, or prepare lunch. Superintendent Dr. Frank Costanzo told us since today's dismissal is classified as an emergency, students will not have to make it up. The Tuscaloosa County Commission has formally extended the 1-cent sales tax for 6 more years. This will allow the Tuscaloosa County school system to sell bonds for big projects like a new Brookwood High School, Southern Elementary, and Buell Elementary. Superintendent Dr. Frank Costanzo hopes the school system can get nearly $50 million for the bonds. Costanzo says he's grateful the commission acted when it did.
Again, they did something that the commission has never done before and helped us and assist us because we lost the federal stimulus dollars to give us some additional revenue to offset that. Now, it's not going to cover all of it, but it's going to cover a big part of it.
Costanzo says the County Commission's resolution will allow the school system to start construction on most of its big projects in the next few months. On the Home Team Crime Watch, Tuscaloosa police say a Crime Stoppers tip helped them arrest a robbery suspect. 49-year-old Willie James Brantley is charged with first-degree robbery. Police say Brantley walked into the Sleep-In Hotel on Skyland Boulevard East with what he said was a bomb. Police say Brantley took some cash and ran away, leaving the alleged bomb behind. Police have determined the device wasn't a bomb. Brantley is being held in the Tuscaloosa County Jail on a $60,000 bond. Police have also arrested 4 Tuscaloosa teens who allegedly carjacked a 53-year-old woman at gunpoint. It happened around 10 o'clock Saturday night in the 3800 block of 65th Avenue. 17-year-olds Scotty and Leroy Anderson are charged as adults with first-degree robbery. The third suspect is 16 years old. He's in the Juvenile Detention Center. The fourth suspect is on the loose. You can call Crime Stoppers if you have information about this case. The number is 205-752-STOP. Country Crossing casino developer Ronnie Gilley is scheduled to plead guilty tomorrow in Alabama's gambling corruption case. Gilley's 2 lobbyists, Jared Massey and Jennifer Pouncey, pleaded guilty earlier and agreed to help prosecutors. They admitted to offering millions of dollars to legislators if they supported pro-gambling legislation. 9 other defendants, including casino owner Milton McGregor, are scheduled for trial June 6th in Montgomery. The man accused of poisoning Toomer's Corner says he's going to get what he deserves. Harvey Updike is charged with first-degree criminal mischief. He's accused of applying a lethal amount of herbicide to the famous Auburn University trees. After a court hearing yesterday, Updike told police he was attacked at a gas station. Updike called Paul Feinbaum's radio show today and said he doesn't want to be remembered as, quote, Harvey the tree poisoner. He says he's done a lot of good things, but this isn't one of them. Updike told the radio show he doesn't blame Auburn fans for being angry with him. This time last year, we introduced you to a fishing captain on the Alabama coast whose business was washed up because of the oil spill. But tonight, WVUA's Lynn Brooks shows us new customers are slowly coming aboard.
This time last year, boats just like this one never even left the dock. But now they're coming back into the marina, just loaded down with fish.
Cook them and eat them.
8-year-old Sophie Cole is bringing home a host of fish tails, and it looks like this first-timer really is hooked.
It's really cool that you can catch a lot of fish down there and that there's so many different kinds of fish down there.
You know, once you start getting people on this is their first time and you're actually able to teach them something and they love it, there's nothing better.
We got t-shirts for sale for $15 if anybody's interested.
Captain Eddie Sims operates 3 vessels, and he's seen a complete turnaround from this time last year.
The economy had a little bit to do with it, but then the oil spill just totally killed us.
But today, it's a different picture.
You know, we're really starting to get a big influx of people come in. Spring break has been really good. As you can tell, we've got a lot of customers on this boat. This is just one of our boats, and the other 2 have been, you know, steady rocking since spring break.
And Captain Eddie says even more customers will pour in if fishing officials will remove restrictions on just how many of these you're allowed to keep. In Orange Beach, Alabama, I'm Lynn Brooks, WVUA News.
Captain Eddie says fish caught off the Alabama coast are safe to eat, and he's been eating fresh Gulf seafood himself for the past several months.